What is good? It's your boy, The Chosen Pharaoh, and I'm back with another YouTube video.
If the churches took half the money that they was making and gave it back to the community, we'd be alright. If they take half the buildings that they use to praise God and gave it to motherfuckers who need God, we'd be alright. We'd be alright. Have you seen some of these goddamn churches lately? It's ones that take up the whole block in New York. It's homeless people out here. Why ain't God letting them stay there? Why these niggas got gold ceilings and shit? Why God need gold ceilings to talk to me? Why do God need colored windows to talk to me? Why God can't come where I'm at, where he sent me? If God wanted to talk to me in a pretty spot like that, why the hell he sent me here then? You know what I mean? That make ghetto kids not believe in God. Why?
There's another story that I got while I was in New York, trying to link up with a friend at where was it? Where's that place with the clock? And it was my first time going there, by the way. I'm gonna ask my mama. Hold up. Mama! And it was my first time actually being before, but I never been in the area with the clock. Like, I always seen that in like shows and movies and stuff. And like, as a New Yorker myself, I haven't been there. I haven't been on the Empire State Building. I've seen, well, I've been to Ellis Island, but I haven't been in the Statue of Liberty. As a New Yorker, remind you, New York is really big. There's so many other things that other New Yorkers don't even know about. You understand? So, don't judge. Like, I was waiting for my friend Kimani coming out of work. I don't even know where, because he took a train to meet me over there. It didn't make any sense. Anyway, it was close by, he said. So, you know, he told me to wait there and stuff. And it really took a while. And then, so I saw this homeless white guy crying. Damn, like I was hurt. Like, honestly, I wanted to cry by how hurt he was. You understand? And he was holding the cardboard in front of his face. And then I saw somebody pass him a cigarette, and I was like, yo, like, that doesn't even help. What good does a cigarette do? You know, like, yo, what is up with cigarette? Yo, what's that commercial? What's that commercial that try to end cigarettes? Yo, put me on that commercial, son. I want to be on that commercial, so we should end it. So I was broke myself, but I went to Starbucks, and I got him a water and stuff, because that's the only thing I get at Starbucks, right? Anyway, but I got him a water because it's free, you know, and I was like, I know this doesn't help, you know, here. You understand? And then, like, he said thank you, and then, like, I didn't just like walk away. I sat next to him, and then he was like, yo, thank you for, from what I can remember, he was like, yo, thank you for acknowledging me, and, you know, like, speaking to me. I don't even remember the last time I spoke to somebody. Maybe he said that, or he said I haven't spoken to a person in a month or something like that, right? And I was like, yo, yeah, no problem. You know, and he was like, he's just tired of living like this. And like, he told me, like, he gave me a suicide thought, and he was like, yo, I just want to go in front of a train and just end it, because it's what is the point anymore? He said he lost faith in God, and, you know, like, he was really down, you understand? And I was just listening to everything he had to say. You know, he said that he served in the army for 3 years, and he didn't want to do it for 4, because he would start getting paid that way. And then he was just left at New York and stuff, and then with no money, with just the clothes that was in his book bag, and that's it. You know, he was just really living hard, and he had a wife and kids in Connecticut, but the wife just disregarded his calls, you know, and just, you know, He even got a job at one point, and the boss fired him because he was homeless. You know, it was just really sad, to the point that I was crying next to him. And like, people started giving me food, probably thought I was homeless. You know, and somebody gave us food. He was like, yo, no, somebody basically gave us food, right? And then he was like, oh, do you want some? I was like, yo, nah, take it, keep it. Like, he was still trying to share with me when, you know, he's homeless. You understand? He said, yo, the saddest thing of all, when it's midnight and there's hardly people walking on the sidewalk, and just him crawling in a box. Like, yo, guys, like, imagine that, like, you being homeless. and stuff. Like, it's depressing, and like some people look at them with disgust, but you wouldn't know until you're homeless yourself. And he said, yo, I haven't done anything to hurt anybody. He said that he does everything that he's supposed to do, and this is what he gets in return. At the same time, it was sad because I didn't know really what to do. I just wanted to like at least speak to him because it means a lot to speak to somebody, right? So then he told me the fact that I'm a young man. Me speaking to him as a homeless person is a really, what's the word? I forgot the word he said. I forgot the word, but it was a nice word. Me, at the end though, all I can say, because it was a lot, he was telling me a lot. Oh, it was even a point where it was this person. If I can find this YouTuber, I don't know if I can find this video, but if I'm able to put it up, he said it was even a time where he went viral. It was a guy that came in front of him. He gave him a plate of food, stack of money, a bag of weed, and like some alcohol in front of him. Those 4 things, and then he took the food. He was recorded, and then like teenagers would come up to him and laugh at him, and he was like, oh, you're the dumbass that picked the food, right? And then like he felt like, he was like, yo, why would anybody would do that? Like, he felt disgusted. He felt upset that they would make fun of him as a homeless person. You understand? It was even a time where he was able to get enough money to go back to Connecticut, and then teenagers jumped him and took his money. You understand? And then he tried to tell police, and as a homeless person, they probably, he was like, oh, it's nothing that we can do. I felt bad for the man and stuff. Like, I couldn't really, do much for him. But I'm glad that I was able to speak to him, because at the end of the conversation where I had to go, he said, yo, the fact that you came today and at least spoke to me and listened to me and actually sat next to me, I have faith in still living. It put a smile on my face. It made me feel better, because I was crying. I was in tears, man. I always give back no matter what, and like sometimes when I'm on the train, you can even ask my friends, they're like, yo, why you giving them money for? And like, it's like almost every single time, if I had the money, I'll give them something, at least $1. They'll be like, yo, they didn't even, that person not homeless. Because it'd be some people in New York that don't be homeless and be asking for money, but then again, they're in need for help. You understand? Homeless or not, like I anything to help a person out of their situation, to be honest. Like, because lately, since I came back to New York, there's a lot of people in need. Like, when you on the train in New York, there's about, maybe, if you're traveling somewhere, there most likely will be at least 2 people that go on your car on the train asking for money. Back then, it was sort of kind of rare, you understand, for people to go on the train. It's a lot of more people. It's growing now, people getting homeless and stuff. And like he like the homeless dude, he hated New York, you understand? But like, he didn't, like, how would I say this, because it's like they didn't give a fuck. And like the thing they say about New York, I don't know the saying, so I'm gonna fuck it up, of course. Make it or you can't, or some shit like that. I forgot. You don't know unless you're in the situation. Like my fear as a child, like the biggest fear of my life as a child was to be homeless. Because I was a wise kid. Like, I'm not, I'm not trying to sound cocky or anything, but for real, because I'll think about like crazy, like serious situation. I'm like, yo, if I'm homeless, I don't got no family, I don't got no friends, I don't got nobody to love me. Like, then I'm by myself, then I'm thinking of my thoughts. Like, how much depression, suffering, stress, abuse to yourself that is? And you want to look at them and say, oh, get away from them, they crazy. You understand? Like, at times, like, and he don't even do drugs either. He said the bad habit that he has is really just smoking cigarettes, because that's what they give him. You understand? Like, why do you think certain homeless people are on drugs? Because like, those are the things that they're relied on. You understand? So could you really blame them? So like, we would call it, when I move back to New York too, I'm a join some kind of program or something, to help the homeless out. Like, I'm a do so. Oh my God, let me shut up, because I don't like me talking about my future. I think too much about it. But like, always give back. Also, guys, you guys out there too, like, next time you see a homeless person, do something kind. You understand? Say, you know, if you can't afford maybe to give them anything at the time, I'm not saying, if you feel comfortable to, have a conversation with them, if you're brave enough to. Little kids, I'm not trying to tell you to like speak to any, you know, because some people may not be safe, but as of people around my age and older, maybe I'm gonna give it like 13 and up. You know, if you think that person is safe to speak to, if you think that they're mentally safe to, have a conversation, because they're people too. People look at them like they're invisible. Imagine you being invisible and nobody seeing you. You understand? Nobody giving you any attention. Nobody even acknowledging you. You understand? It's depressing. It's abusive to self. Yo, guys, smash this like button. Tell me, guys, how you feel below. Everybody's chosen, but only you can be the one. It's your boy, The Chosen Pharaoh, and I'm out, y'all. Peace.